Have you ever wondered if masturbating could be quietly harming your health as you age? As we grow older, maintaining our well-being becomes even more crucial. Some seemingly harmless habits in our younger years can have unexpected consequences later in life. If you're over 65, you might not have realized that one particular habit, often dismissed as natural and harmless, could be putting your health at serious risk. In this video, we'll delve into the surprising dangers of a topic rarely discussed openly: the frequency of masturbation after the age of 65 and its potential unintended effects on your body and overall well-being. While masturbation is a natural part of life, recent discussions among health professionals reveal that, in certain cases, it can contribute to physical and mental health concerns that many seniors experience without knowing the cause. Stay tuned until the very end, as what you learn today might just change your perspective on your health. We'll explore the real impact of this habit on your heart, nervous system, and cognitive function, particularly how it can subtly affect energy levels, mood stability, and even long-term cardiovascular health. By the end of this video, you'll gain a deeper understanding of what's truly happening inside your body, empowering you to make informed decisions about your well-being. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, I highly recommend subscribing and turning on the bell so you don't miss any future videos. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with a positive rating. If you didn't like it, kindly type 0 in the comments to let me know so I can improve my content for you. Now, let's get started. First and foremost, frequent masturbation after the age of 65 can put an unexpected strain on the cardiovascular system. While this activity may appear unrelated to heart function, the truth is that any activity that elevates heart rate and blood pressure, especially in short, intense bursts, can unexpectedly strain an aging cardiovascular system. For younger individuals with elastic arteries, this might not be a concern. However, for older adults whose blood vessels naturally become less flexible over time, this sudden rise in heart rate can sometimes lead to irregularities, dizziness, or even an increased risk of cardiac episodes. Consider the last time you engaged in light exercise, such as walking up a flight of stairs or carrying groceries. You likely noticed your heart working harder, your breathing changing, and perhaps even a slight feeling of fatigue. Now, imagine that same physical response occurring in a moment of intense but brief activity, except that you're not prepared for it. Your body lacks the gradual warm-up or pacing that accompanies intentional exercise, resulting in a more abrupt spike in heart rate than you realize. This sudden cardiovascular stress is why some older adults have reported feeling lightheaded, fatigued, or even experiencing irregular heart rhythms afterward. Take the case of William, a 72-year-old retired engineer. William had always considered himself relatively healthy, managing his diet well and staying active. However, he began noticing an unusual tightness in his chest and a heightened sense of shortness of breath after certain private activities. Initially, he dismissed these symptoms, but after one particularly uncomfortable episode, he decided to discuss them with his doctor during a routine checkup. To his surprise, his physician explained that these symptoms were not uncommon in men his age, particularly those with a history of high blood pressure or minor heart issues. While William didn't need to completely stop, his doctor advised him to pay closer attention to his body's signals and avoid overexerting himself beyond his heart's conditioning. It's crucial to distinguish this from fear. It's about heightened awareness. Many seniors aren't even aware of how their body's response to physical activity changes with age. As we age, recovery time after exertion lengthens. Heart muscles and blood vessels don't bounce back as swiftly. A sudden surge of physical effort without preparation can be more taxing than anticipated. While occasional activity isn't inherently dangerous, frequent or prolonged intensity could strain an aging cardiovascular system without your knowledge. If you've ever experienced sudden exhaustion, dizziness, or mild chest discomfort after engaging in this habit, it's worth paying attention to. Your body is communicating, and recognizing these signals can prevent unnecessary stress on your heart. Another surprising effect often overlooked is how frequent masturbation can lead to nervous system fatigue, leaving you feeling drained, sluggish, and even mentally foggy. The human body relies on a delicate balance of energy, hormones, and neurological signals for optimal functioning. As we age, this balance becomes more fragile. While this activity may seem like a stress reliever in the moment, it can actually contribute to long-term exhaustion, making you feel more tired throughout the day without fully understanding the reason. Imagine your nervous system as a battery. Every action you take, whether physical, emotional, or mental, draws energy from this battery. When you were younger, your body could quickly recharge batteries and handle higher levels of stimulation without much consequence. However, as you age, the ability to replenish energy slows down. What used to be a simple act of relaxation may now be taxing on your nervous system, leading to extended periods of fatigue, sluggishness, or even difficulty concentrating. Consider the experience of Richard, a 69-year-old retired teacher. Richard noticed that he felt unexplainably drained throughout the day, often struggling with low energy in the mornings and needing multiple naps to complete his routine. He had always assumed that fatigue was a natural part of aging. However, when he reduced certain habits for a few weeks, he was surprised to find that his energy levels improved. He felt more alert, focused, and even noticed that his sleep quality improved. The connection became clear. Overuse of certain bodily systems can lead to depletion. Recognizing this allowed him to make adjustments that benefited his overall well-being. The reason this happens is largely tied to neurotransmitters, those tiny chemical messengers in the brain responsible for mood, motivation, and energy. These messengers are released during activities that stimulate the release of dopamine, the brain's pleasure and reward chemical. While this chemical feels good in the moment, excessive stimulation can lead to a phenomenon called dopamine burnout. This occurs when the brain's sensitivity to pleasure decreases over time, resulting in feelings of lethargy, low motivation, and even mild depressive symptoms. In younger years, the brain is resilient enough to quickly recover from these fluctuations. However, as we age, the nervous system takes longer to recover. This is why some older adults who frequently engage in this habit report feeling more sluggish than they used to. It's not about stopping entirely. It's about understanding your body's changing limits and making choices that help you maintain energy rather than deplete it. If you've ever experienced unusual fatigue, lack of motivation, or difficulty concentrating without a clear reason, it's worth considering whether this habit might be contributing to your symptoms. Adjusting your frequency and paying attention to how your body responds could significantly improve your daily energy levels. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please leave a comment on the second one below to let me know you're here with me. Your feedback helps me continue to provide you with the most relevant information. One of the most overlooked consequences of frequent masturbation in older adults is its impact on sleep quality. Many people believe that engaging in this habit before bed will help them relax and fall asleep faster. While this may have been true in younger years, the reality changes as we age. Instead of leading to deep, restful sleep, it can actually contribute to nighttime restlessness, frequent awakenings, and an overall feeling of not being well rested the next morning. Sleep is a delicate process, controlled by a complex interaction between hormones, brain activity, and nervous system regulation. One of the key players in this process is melatonin, the hormone responsible for signaling to your body that it's time to wind down and rest. However, engaging in activities that trigger a surge of dopamine, the pleasure and reward neurotransmitter, can interfere with melatonin production, making it harder for your body to transition into a restful state. This is why some people may feel relaxed immediately after engaging in such activities, but end up tossing and turning later in the night. Consider someone like Gerald, a 74-year-old retiree who always prided himself on being an early riser. However, over the past few years, he started noticing a frustrating pattern. He would fall asleep easily, only to wake up multiple times throughout the night. No matter how many adjustments he made to his bedtime routine, Gerald couldn't shake the feeling of waking up groggy and unrested. It wasn't until he read about the interaction between dopamine and melatonin that he realized the connection. By making small changes to his habits before bed, Gerald was able to sleep more soundly and wake up feeling refreshed instead of fatigued. Another issue that often goes unnoticed is how this habit can contribute to an overactive nervous system just before sleep. Many seniors already struggle with conditions like restless leg syndrome, nighttime muscle cramps, or general sleep disturbances due to aging. When the nervous system is overstimulated, especially in the evening, it can make it harder to fully relax, leading to fragmented sleep rather than the deep restorative sleep the body needs to function optimally. This is crucial because poor sleep doesn't just leave you feeling tired the next day. It has a cumulative effect on overall health. Studies have revealed that chronic sleep disruption in older adults is associated with heightened inflammation, increased risks of memory decline, and even a weakened immune system. When the body lacks sufficient deep sleep, it faces challenges in self-repair, hindering the maintenance of mental sharpness, physical strength, and emotional well-being. Therefore, if you've been experiencing poor sleep, frequent nighttime awakenings, or a persistent sense of fatigue in the mornings, it's worth considering whether this habit is contributing to your condition. Small adjustments, such as modifying the timing or frequency, can significantly improve sleep quality and facilitate proper bodily recovery. Another unexpected consequence of frequent masturbation in older adults is its potential impact on prostate health. Many men believe that regular activity in this area ensures smooth functioning, but as we age, the body's response varies. For some, excessive use can lead to heightened prostate sensitivity, mild inflammation, and even an increased risk of urinary discomfort that wasn't a concern in younger years. Prostate enlargement, a condition known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, is a natural occurrence with men as they age. This enlargement can sometimes press against the bladder, making it challenging to fully empty, resulting in frequent urges to urinate, particularly at night. When this area is overstimulated, the surrounding muscles and tissues can become irritated, intensifying the sensation of the need to go to the bathroom more frequently. Some men may experience temporary feelings of tightness, a weaker urine stream, or even mild burning. While these symptoms may not always be cause for concern, it's important to pay attention to them, especially if they begin to disrupt daily comfort. Consider Leonard, a 71-year-old retired construction worker, as an example of someone who may be experiencing these symptoms. Leonard had never experienced severe urinary issues before, but he noticed an increase in frequent nighttime bathroom trips. Initially, he attributed it to aging, but after consulting his doctor, he learned that overstimulation of the prostate can sometimes exacerbate these symptoms. Temporarily increasing inflammation and sensitivity, it can lead to temporary discomfort. His doctor advised a break from frequent activity to observe if his symptoms improved, and indeed, within a couple of weeks, his nighttime bathroom visits became less frequent, and he felt more at ease overall. Another overlooked aspect is how frequent stimulation affects pelvic floor muscles. These muscles support bladder control, and as we age, they naturally weaken. Overstimulation can cause fatigue, leading to occasional leakage, sudden urges, or difficulty maintaining full control. While this may not be immediately apparent, it can contribute to a gradual decline in urinary function. For men with mild urinary issues, this is particularly important. If you've noticed an increase in urgency, occasional dribbling, or difficulty emptying your bladder completely, consider whether frequent stimulation might be a contributing factor. To address this, consider making small adjustments, such as reducing frequency or incorporating pelvic floor exercises. These measures can help maintain better urinary health while reducing unnecessary strain on the prostate. If any of these insights resonate with you, take a moment to reflect on your body's signals. Your comfort and well-being are worth paying attention to, and small changes can have a significant impact. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please leave a comment on number 4 below. Your feedback helps me continue providing information that supports your health and quality of life. Moving on to number 5, hormonal imbalance and mood swings. Frequent masturbation after the age of 65 can have unexpected effects on hormone balance and overall mood. Many people are unaware that this activity is linked to the release of crucial hormones that regulate energy levels, emotional stability, and even cognitive function. While it may seem like a temporary stress reliever, excessive engagement can lead to subtle yet significant hormonal fluctuations that cause emotional instability, irritability, or even mild depression in the days that follow. Hormones like testosterone, dopamine, and oxytocin play a vital role in our daily emotional experiences. During masturbation, there's a temporary surge of dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter responsible for pleasure and motivation. However, frequent overuse can lead to a condition called dopamine depletion, where the brain's sensitivity to this chemical diminishes. Over time, this can make everyday activities less enjoyable, creating a cycle where more stimulation is required to achieve the same level of satisfaction. Some men may find themselves feeling unmotivated, easily frustrated, or even experiencing mild depressive symptoms without fully understanding the cause. Take someone like Edward, a 68-year-old former accountant who had always been a level-headed and positive person. However, over the past year, he began experiencing unexplained mood swings. One day, he felt energized and focused, while the next, he felt sluggish and easily irritated. It wasn't until he took a step back and evaluated his daily habits that he realized the connection. After making a few changes and spacing out the frequency of this activity, he noticed that his mood stabilized, his energy became more consistent, and he no longer experienced the same emotional crashes that had started creeping into his daily life. Another crucial factor is testosterone regulation. While younger men produce this hormone at high levels, production naturally declines with age. Frequent stimulation can sometimes lead to temporary dips in testosterone, which may contribute to increased fatigue, reduced motivation, and even subtle changes in muscle tone. Some studies suggest that excessive release of certain hormones, such as prolactin, can further suppress testosterone, leaving men feeling less energized and more prone to emotional ups and downs. This doesn't mean that all activity is detrimental, far from it. However, moderation is key. If you've been feeling emotionally off balance, struggling with motivation, or noticing subtle changes in your overall mood, it might be worth considering whether hormonal fluctuations are playing a role. Giving your body more time to reset between instances of stimulation can help restore natural hormone balance, leading to more stable energy levels and a greater sense of well-being. If you've ever experienced this kind of emotional roller coaster without an apparent reason, you're not alone. Many seniors go through these changes without realizing the underlying cause. Small adjustments can make a significant difference in how you feel each day. Number 6. Reduce sensitivity and diminish pleasure over time. One lesser-known effect of frequent masturbation after 65 is how it can lead to a gradual decline in sensitivity, making it harder to experience the same level of pleasure over time. Many people assume that this activity is solely beneficial, aiding in function and circulation. However, what often goes unnoticed is that overstimulation, particularly when it becomes a habitual or frequent part of one's routine, can cause desensitization. The human nervous system adapts to repeated stimuli, and when the same type of stimulation occurs excessively, nerve receptors can become less responsive, requiring stronger or more prolonged stimulation to achieve the same effect. This explains why some older adults experience a decrease in the intensity of sensations they once enjoyed, requiring more effort and time to reach the same level of satisfaction. In some cases, it can even lead to frustration, as what once felt effortless now demands more focus and attention. Consider the case of Robert, a 73-year-old former musician. Robert had always maintained an active lifestyle and saw no harm in continuing certain habits from his younger years. However, over time, he noticed a subtle yet undeniable shift. What once felt effortless now required more time, and the sensations weren't quite the same. Initially, he attributed this to aging, but after hearing from others with similar experiences, he realized that excessive stimulation had played a role. By adjusting his habits and allowing his body more time to recover between instances, he observed an improvement in overall sensitivity, making the experience feel more natural and enjoyable once again. Another factor contributing to this phenomenon is nerve fatigue. Just like any other part of the body, the nerve endings responsible for sensation can become overstimulated when subjected to the same repetitive activity excessively. This can result in a dulling effect, making responses feel weaker than they once were. Additionally, excessive dopamine release, particularly in short bursts, can alter how the brain processes pleasure, sometimes resulting in a diminished ability to experience excitement or anticipation in other aspects of life. However, the positive news is that this process is often reversible. By allowing the body more time to recover between instances of stimulation, many individuals discover that their natural sensitivity gradually improves over time. This doesn't imply ceasing stimulation altogether. It's about comprehending how to maintain equilibrium so that experiences remain enjoyable rather than becoming frustrating. If you've ever felt that things don't quite feel the same as they used to, or that it requires more effort than before, know that you're not alone. Many people experience this change without fully understanding the cause, but small adjustments can make a substantial difference. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please leave a comment at number 6 below to let me know you're here. Your engagement helps me continue providing content that supports your well-being. Number 7. Increased feelings of loneliness and emotional detachment. One of the most overlooked consequences of frequent masturbation in older adults is its potential impact on their emotional well-being and social connections. While masturbation may seem like a harmless way to relieve stress or pass the time, excessive reliance on it can sometimes contribute to feelings of isolation, loneliness, and emotional detachment from meaningful relationships. Humans are inherently wired for connection. Emotional intimacy, physical touch, and deep personal interactions play a crucial role in overall happiness and mental health. When masturbation becomes a primary outlet for comfort or stress relief, it can subtly reduce the motivation to seek out genuine social engagement. Over time, this can lead to an increased sense of disconnection from others, making social interactions feel less fulfilling or even unnecessary. Consider James, a 75-year-old widower. After losing his wife, James found himself spending more time alone, filling his days with familiar and comforting routines. Over time, he noticed that he wasn't reaching out to friends as often. Even when he did, socializing felt more like an obligation than a genuine desire. He didn't immediately connect the dots, but eventually, he realized that his habit of relying on solitary activities for comfort was subtly reinforcing his isolation. Once he made a conscious effort to balance his personal time with more social engagement, whether through joining a local group, attending community events, or simply reconnecting with old friends, he found that his overall mood improved and the feelings of loneliness became much less overwhelming. This kind of emotional detachment isn't something that happens overnight. It's a gradual shift that often goes unnoticed until feelings of isolation become more pronounced. The brain forms habits based on reward cycles. When a quick source of comfort is readily available, it can sometimes replace the motivation to seek deeper, more meaningful interactions with others. This is why some older adults find themselves spending more time alone, without realizing that certain habits may be reinforcing that pattern. There's also a psychological aspect to consider. Engaging in meaningful interactions with others, whether it's a conversation, a shared experience, or even something as simple as a handshake or a hug, triggers the release of oxytocin, a hormone associated with bonding and emotional connection. When social interactions decrease, oxytocin levels can decline, contributing to feelings of loneliness and even mild depressive symptoms. If you've ever felt more isolated than you'd like, or if socializing has started to feel less rewarding, it may be worth reflecting on the role that certain habits play in shaping those feelings. Making small adjustments, such as setting aside dedicated time for social activities, reaching out to old friends, or engaging in hobbies that encourage human connection, can help restore a sense of balance and fulfillment. If this insight resonates with you, take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. Social connection is one of the most powerful tools for maintaining emotional health as we age, and even small changes can have a lasting impact. Number 8. Increased the risk of pelvic floor weakness and bladder control issues. One of the lesser-known consequences of frequent masturbation in older adults is its potential impact on pelvic floor strength and bladder control. While most people associate pelvic health with younger individuals or those recovering from medical conditions, the truth is that as we age, the muscles that support the bladder, prostate, and lower abdomen naturally weaken. Over time, excessive strain in this area, particularly when done frequently or with excessive intensity, can lead to pelvic floor fatigue. This fatigue can result in subtle but frustrating changes in bladder function. The pelvic floor is responsible for maintaining proper bladder control, supporting internal organs, and ensuring stability in the lower body. When these muscles weaken, it can lead to increased urgency, occasional leakage, or difficulty fully emptying the bladder. Many seniors assume that these changes are simply a part of aging, but they may be unknowingly exacerbating the problem without realizing it. Consider Harold, a 70-year-old retired mechanic. Harold had always been in good health, but he began noticing a significant increase in the frequency of his bathroom trips, especially at night. He also realized that he occasionally felt a slight loss of control when sneezing or laughing, something he had never experienced before. After researching the connection between pelvic floor health and frequent stimulation, Harold decided to reduce the frequency of his stimulation and incorporate simple pelvic exercises into his daily routine. Within a few weeks, he noticed a noticeable difference. His urgency decreased, and he felt more in control throughout the day. This issue is more prevalent than many people realize. Overusing the pelvic muscles without adequate recovery time can lead to muscle fatigue, similar to any other body part. Just as overworking the arms or legs without rest causes soreness and reduces strength, excessive strain on the pelvic region can result in temporary tightness, discomfort, or a diminished ability to maintain full control. Another crucial factor is nerve sensitivity. The nerves in the pelvic region play a vital role in regulating bladder function. When overstimulated, they can send conflicting signals to the brain, creating a false sense of urgency or causing the bladder to react unpredictably. This is why some individuals experience an increase in nighttime awakenings to use the bathroom, even if their overall fluid intake remains unchanged. The positive news is that these issues can often be managed through small lifestyle adjustments, such as reducing frequency, incorporating simple pelvic floor exercises, and paying attention to how your body responds. By doing so, you can restore control and minimize unnecessary strain on these essential muscles. If you've ever noticed unexpected changes in bladder function, increased urgency, or occasional leakage, it might be worthwhile to consider how certain habits affect your pelvic floor strength. Small changes can lead to noticeable improvements in comfort and confidence. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please leave a comment at number 8 below to let me know you're here. Your engagement helps me continue providing content that supports your well-being. In conclusion, as we conclude this video, take a moment to reflect on everything we've covered. Many seemingly harmless habits in our younger years can have unexpected effects as we age, and masturbation is no exception. From its impact on cardiovascular health and nervous system fatigue to its role in hormone balance, sleep quality, and pelvic floor strength, it's evident that moderation and awareness are key. The purpose of this discussion isn't to cause unnecessary anxiety, but rather to provide valuable insights that empower you to make informed decisions about your well-being. One of the most significant takeaways is that your body is constantly communicating with you. If you've noticed changes in your energy levels, mood, bladder control, or even your overall satisfaction, paying closer attention to your habits could reveal patterns you might not have considered before. Even small adjustments, such as reducing the frequency of your activities, improving your sleep quality, maintaining good hygiene, or prioritizing social engagement, can have a substantial impact on your daily mood and overall well-being. The positive news is that many of these effects are reversible. By being mindful of your body's needs, you can cultivate a sense of vitality and confidence that can last well into your later years. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these insights resonated with you the most? Have you observed any of these changes in yourself, or do you have personal experiences to share? Your thoughts and experiences are valuable to us, and this is a space where we can learn from one another. Thank you for joining us today. We genuinely appreciate your presence. Please leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to incorporate it into your life. Your insights are precious to us, and we encourage you to share them freely. Reading your comments provides us with immense motivation and encouragement. If you found this video helpful and informative, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it. Your support is instrumental in helping us continue creating valuable content that inspires and educates you. Thank you for watching, and we eagerly anticipate seeing you in our next video.